The Matrix has made her famous. Nobody knows why. It's certainly not because of talent.
I think she's wearing Balenciaga too.
And she's wearing Balenciaga, which we know.
Child molesters.
Which are child molesters.
Molestiaga.
And she's making devil symbols.
Hey, welcome to Getting a Grip on Things. I am James, the Thinking Contract.
And I'm Elijah, the underpaid producer, and we're back. Finally. We're back, baby.
Season 2. All right, we're going to talk about one of the most non-controversial artists out, probably one of the most famous, Taylor Swift, or as I like to call her, Tanker Swift. She's truly not that
Just
big.
think Canker Swift is all I can think of, like a big canker sword.
My favorite's Tater Swift. AI is wonderful. In all of these pictures, people get like immediately triggered if they're like worshipers of Taylor. They're like, oh, why would you do that? I like the big, tall, skinny one of her where she looks like she's like a succubus.
Yeah. No, not this one. The other one where she looks like some demon death.
Like 9 foot tall.
Lady. Yeah, just a psychopath.
I just read a thing that she's trying to have that removed from the internet and wants to sue. Well, she's going to have to sue over Tater Swift here soon. But anyway, so all of these people that are like supported, I mean, Taylor Swift's been all over the place, right? She's all over the news, all over the internet.
All over Travis Kelce. Is that his name?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
The Super Bowl guy, the football dude.
So we're going to take a spin on this because, listen, I'm going to be truthful. People hate her or love her or don't care about her. But the reality is she is very, very wealthy, very, very popular, and she's everywhere right now. And
literally, because she flies a jet every single place she goes.
And she can afford it. But there's a lot of young girls, women love her, adore her, worship her. Say
too much.
Yeah. And so fine. I mean, we're going to talk about that. We're going to get a grip on this. But the truth that I want to bring out is that aside from her popularity or her production value, her music is awful. And I'm not just trying to say that to dig on her. I don't care. I am not the only one. I go on and I look at critics, and every person that criticizes Taylor Swift that are real musicians, this is how they started off. First of all, I'd like to say I'm not a fan of Taylor's. They all start their go on whatever it is, the Yelp, and look at reviews and critics. There are actual music critics that will start everything. I'm not an actual fan of Taylor's, and then they go and they fluff rainbows up her butt and talk about, how hardworking, whatever. The reality is as a musician, which I like to say that I am, I know enough about music. I've recorded music. Taylor's music is not great. It's appealing to young girls, but it's really poorly written. It's very bass, very hollow, and someone tried to compare her to Bob Dylan, and I started laughing because Bob Dylan doesn't, to a lot of people, have a great voice, right? When you listen to Bob Dylan.
Yeah, a lot of people, it's hit or miss.
Yeah,
right.
But there's something going on with Bob Dylan that real musicians understand. There is a folk element. There is a rhythm pattern. It's like Willie Nelson. Like Willie Nelson some people hate his voice. And there are other musicians that hate Willie Nelson that do like the Johnny Cash, like ding, 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 ding. Willie Nelson plays behind the beat on an offbeat, and he drives musicians crazy. But he's a really good musician. And other musicians that play with Willie Nelson, they say the dude's phenomenal, right? There's an actual element of truth about musicianship that Taylor Swift she's bad. It's not good.
Well, it's just kind of songs catered to young women, right? That's the whole idea, is that's all it is. It's more about like a message than it is talent.
And so, dude, I equivalate her music to Baby Shark doo 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 doo. I mean, that song was huge. Babies loved it. Baby Shark. They went crazy.
Babies everywhere went nuts for Baby Shark.
And it annoyed the hell out of me. It's the same thing. That's the way I look at Taylor Swift. It's like, it's annoying. It's very, very annoying. It's got its purpose in place, but there's a conspiracy thing going on right now, which I don't think is a conspiracy. Andrew Tate hits on it, and he's talking about, what's her name? Nasty Spice or what is
Ice
it? Brown
Spice?
Spice, Ice Spice. Yeah, listen,
is it? Hold on, I want to make sure this is who it is, so we're not.
I think it is, but listen. She was.
It is her.
She was at the Super Bowl, standing next to Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift's controversy is like, dude, the chick's a Satan worshiper, right? Okay, so listen, with her concerts, the black robes, the people, not remembering the concert by the tunes of millions of people.
Yep.
The occultic symbols, a lot of occultic symbols.
Yep.
Okay, so add this, and I think that Andrew Tate is actually onto something. Can you play that video?
Yep.
She is wearing an upside-down cross. The Matrix has made her famous. Nobody knows why. It's certainly not because of fucking talent.
I think she's wearing Balenciaga too.
And she's wearing Balenciaga, which we know,
Child molesters.
which are child molesters.
Molestiaga.
And she's making devil symbols. What kind of clue are you looking for if those aren't the clues you need? Start paying attention. Start looking for the demons. You're going to see them.
You will.
Everyone's going to call me crazy, but when you start looking, you're going to remember what I just said, and you're going to start to see them. And once you start to see them, your entire view of the world will change.
Something far more sinister going on with Taylor Swift than her crappy music and her feminist disposition. She has entered into the realm of politics. Okay. And
well, that's what a lot of people say. You know what? I know quite a few people who say that, Taylor Swift is not manipulating her audience to vote for. And I'm like, dude, have you seen like what she says and what she posts? I'm like, I feel like you're just saying that because you don't want it to be true, but she's influencing. That's all she's doing with her audience is using her audience of hundreds of millions of people to influence elections.
1,000%, and that's not even like deniable. And so, take the people that wrote Baby Shark, dude, right? And they start out and they get this huge following of parents.
I
and
bet
babies.
you're gonna get a copyright just for singing it.
But just imagine that's what happens. Like they make this song, and then 5 years into their career, they start wearing human blood Nike shoes. They start putting pentagrams on the babies. The babies start drinking, doing fake rituals of blood drinking, and they're still singing Baby Shark, and but their whole demeanor. And then when you say, dude, why are these babies worshiping? Say, oh, they're not. You're crazy. This is art. It's nuts, dude.
Well, it's kind of the same thing that happened with Sam Smith.
Yes.
You know Sam Smith?
Yes, dude.
Yeah. So at first you're like, okay, it's a gay dude singing. His songs are good. Like he's incredibly talented, right? And you listen to the songs, whatever, good songs. And then he just comes back weighing like a freaking McTater.
Yeah.
And
it's like Lil Nas.
It's like, what is going on here?
Dude, it's nuts. And it's right in front of your face, right? So aside from the Satanism, aside from the fact that the blatant occultic symbolism with Taylor Swift, the blatant bad writing, okay? The Satanism sucks, the bad music sucks, the chanting sucks, her fans suck. These people, these are the people, these people are the people that are calling us fragile men that can't handle her success, right? Look at them. You're just a fragile guy. You're just fragile and you can't handle her success. I don't care.
It's like that one video you sent me of the chick who's like, I'm actually really scared right now.
Getting arrested?
Because
I just have like really bad social anxiety and stuff.
I get you.
Well, I'm non-binary, so.
Okay. What do you go by?
It's Kai.
How can I refer to you tonight? Kai?
Kai.
Okay. Hey, I'm smelling alcohol.
I know.
How much have you consumed tonight?
Probably 3 drinks.
saw the comments and it was like, most people who get pulled over for driving under the influence tend to be a little anxious.
I know, right? But yeah, she was a they. But okay, so listen, we're going to end with this, okay? This is a quote, and this is what we're going to hit on. We're ending the show with this, but we're going to hit, because this is not the biggest problem with Taylor Swift is the fact that she is undermining the patriarchy. That men are ordained by God to be in charge, that we are to be doing godly things, we are to be the leaders in the center of this existence as far as underneath God the Father. Men are supposed to be in charge. Taylor Swift undermines that. And that's all of her followers do that as well. They think that this is a feminist movement. And I want to read something by the guy Michael Foster who wrote. I'm going to read 2 quotes, okay?
I just want to say one thing before we read that. I just listened to a whole podcast, and these are I had told you about this on a phone call about the leader or like the roles in a marriage, right?
Right.
Like being the man, being the woman, what that looks like, how your role, how you lift each other up, etc. And these people are more progressive, but they even came to the viewpoint of if you read scripture, it clearly shows that the man has a headship over the woman.
Right.
And it is truly tested when women they realize that they don't want to do it. That's how you know that you're falling under that headship and they're obeying, like they're being obedient and respectful.
And let's be honest, it's a curse for women.
No, it is. But also, we're supposed to die for our
That's
wives.
right. That's why
Christ died for the church.
I agree.
So it's not just when we say that, we're not just saying that everything that we are saying to women is you do this, you do that.
No.
It's the Holy Spirit is leading us to do these things.
Well, let me read this quote because
Okay,
I think
yes.
it's important.
It'll tie things together.
It's the patriarchy one. It says patriarchy is inevitable. God has built into the fabric of the cosmos. Sorry. It is part of the divine created order. You could as soon smash it as you could smash gravity. It's a natural and irrevocable. Cicero was right. Custom will never conquer nature, for it is always invincible. Men were made to rule. They always have and always will. Nothing can change that. Nothing will. It is not a question of whether men will be ruling, but which ones and how. This is what patriarchy is, the natural rulership of men. The term comes from Greek and it means simply father rule. Now that's hard for women in the feminist movement. Men will rule this planet regardless. The question is, who are these men that are going to rule and how? And that is why the feminist movement is so dangerous, because the feminist movement takes all men and throws them in the garbage. But godly men that put Christ first, men that have morality that come from the Lord.
The whole problem with feminism is that they say that they want men and women to be equal, right? I think that the real problem is that the roles are clearly defined and they don't like the roles. And
that's not my fault.
That's not your fault.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they understand that being a leader isn't just, it's not easy. But it is part of our makeup as men to be leaders. It's just how we're made.
Yeah.
And the extreme feminism, just feminism in general, is twisting those lines and, like you said, throwing us in the trash when that's not
no wisdom
that's not
there.
their message, right? They're not actually following what they're preaching.
Well, they don't care either. The baby out with the bathwater, hell, they're aborting their babies.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, so
but it's all in the name of empowerment.
Which, if you look at the statistics of where we're at culturally with women being with equality and the way that things are right now, we are not in a good place. Men aren't doing good things either. But when they entered the workforce alongside of men and left their homes, infidelity skyrocketed, divorce skyrocketed, abortions skyrocketed. Even though, well, now they're legal and clean. We used to have to do them in an alley with a coat hanger. No, there weren't millions of babies being aborted prior to women entering into the workforce, going with men alongside of men all day long. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that things were perfect back then, but there is a dichotomy, a top-down leadership that we need to follow because it's biblical and because it's holy. It's from God. It's the way God set it up.
Also, men need to be held responsible and accountable. They're the ones putting babies in these women.
Yep.
Where are our men leaders who are standing up and holding their brothers accountable? They're not there.
Can I read this? I'm going to end.
Yep.
This woman is not necessarily one who speaks with too much volume. That is only the most crude kind of loudness. The fundamental problem is a loud heart. The Hebrew word refers to boisterousness or tumultuousness, turbulence, and commotion. It is meant to bring to mind the roaring of a wind of a storm. Therein we find a good metaphor for her. Like a storm, she is full of unruly energy. She yields only to her own passions. She is immodest because she has no sense of the imperishable quality of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is precious in the sight of God. 1 Peter 3:4. So I don't need to add anything to that. That says it all.
Yeah, I really think leave a comment below with your thoughts. What do you think about Taylor Swift? I don't think she made a deal with the devil because she still sucks at singing. But, I mean, to each their own, I guess.
I'm out. Good. Thanks for watching, guys. We love you. Tune in. Leave your thoughts.
Subscribe.
Yeah,
like,
we need subscribers.
Follow. We need it.
See ya.
Share it. Don't be gay.